Hey guys, we're live. What
Yay!
would have been live 15 minutes ago if my sweet, beautiful baby did not spill soda all over my desk, and I'm now going to have to clean up all the stickies. I wiped it up, and now I got to go back with a wet rag.
It's just the beginning.
Oh, I know.
Such is life.
It is not that big a deal. How are y'all this evening?
I'm tired.
I feel that.
Same here.
What have y'all been doing?
I assume Cannon's been working on the house.
I finally got to work on the house for a few hours yesterday with no rain.
Yeah, it has decided it's wet season down here.
Yeah.
What all did you get done, Cannon?
From the last picture y'all seen with the 2 runs of subfloor down, I have been able to put all of the uh, floor joist blocks in, and I was able to tie 2 runs of the beams down with hurricane clips or hurricane ties. Got 3 more beams to go on hurricane ties, which is something I'm working on while it's wet and raining and I can't put more subfloor down. And I picked up enough wood to do one of the knee walls on one of the long edges.
That's cool. I got Vincent's Lego table finished, and then I've been doing college class stuff and taking care of a very angry 7-month-old.
We we have been uh so we've been slowly moving stuff into the trailer over the past 2 weeks or a week and a half. Week? I don't know. I'm tired. It's been a lot of a lot a lot.
Have you
Uh
have you got your air conditioner sorted out?
no. Moose and his dad are gonna be coming Tuesday to do that because he uh needed more oxygen for his torch in order to facilitate that. So uh
Moose knows stuff with AC units.
his dad. So his dad is the one who's doing that for us. So it's just a matter. There's a small leak. He's got a patch. Should be the last one. Once that's done, then the air conditioner will be good to go, which is nice because that means that means we'll be able to uh we'll be straight as far as that goes. And then the last thing that needs to happen is going to be we need a new washing machine. Um, I think that's the last thing we need. And then we'll be pretty much sorted out as long as the rain holds, as long as it can stop raining. If it stops raining, then we'll actually be able to move make the last load from storage to get the last bunch of stuff in here from storage that we need so that we can finish setting up. And we've got a big chest of drawers and a couple of bookcases and or bookshelves and some other odds and ends stuff that we need that is going to end up being where things live, where they stay forever, where they stay pretty much permanently. So we kind of need that stuff so that we can finish setting up. Other than that, we're just kind of there, honestly. We got some things somewheres just kind of hanging out. Some things that are that one. Um, we've got most of all of our stuff over from my folks' house that are here here now. I think the only thing I have left is like 2 or 3 boxes full of card game stuff. Yeah, aside from that, it's we're in. We're dealing with it because we finally get our own space. It is so nice to be back in my bed, which is a California king, and not the bed that we had been sleeping in, which is a full. Because
I
that was
understand that.
not conducive to comfort in any way, shape, or form at all.
Well, I'm waiting for the rain to stop so I can talk to more people about fixing my roof. So far, I've gotten anything from 11.5 to nearly 13. The one that's offered me
100.
1,000.
All right, they're gonna have to take the whole. They're gonna have to redo the
No,
base of it as well.
no, that's just what we're getting up here because all the roof guys charge through the roof. Bum bum.
I mean, brother, you may want to look into fucking trying to get um about maybe putting a metal roof on there. You might come out ahead.
Uh, we've actually looked at that, and they want to charge an extra 3,000 on top of the highest we've already heard for shingles. The thing is, the people that said 13,000 are like, "Oh yeah, regular shingles. That's just the price for regular shingles and everything." I'm like, "No, no, it's not," because everybody else that's saying $1,000 less than y'all is saying architectural. But it's one of those that if it wasn't for the fact I absolutely do not want to do it myself, I would with the prices I'm getting from people.
Yeah.
Like my parents' house is much larger and has one of those stupid like Louisiana style high pitch roofs that became popular like 10 years ago everywhere.
Uh
They only paid 17 to roof that. Their answer for why it costs more for mine is because I have, instead of having just the front and the back, I also have the edges. Like I forget the correct term for that, but
the hips.
yeah, I have. There is more area that they have to shingle because of that, and I'm like, this doesn't sound 100% right. Also, y'all don't sound exactly hungry because all of them are like, well, we really don't want to start roofing until May because it's still hail season. So I'm still looking for a roofer, which is not that big a deal until it is.
So you got 4 valleys on your roof?
I have one valley on my roof. It's just that what's the reverse of a valley?
You got a ridge, and then if the roof changes direction, it creates a valley.
Okay, I thought valley is when it bent in instead of bent out. But
A valley is where the roof forms a V on top of the building.
I have. Oh no, I just realized I found out I had soda in my keyboard. Thank you, beautiful baby. All right, let me double check this. I'll pull up something. I have one valley and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hips. Which means I feel these prices they are stating for me are high. Like I don't feel like it should be that much to roof my house. But the big thing,
Yeah,
my insurance company has already told me we're not going to cover it. Your house is old. You knew you had an old house when you bought it. I was like, you still insured it. But right now, I've been given a official hard no from my insurance company.
Check your DM.
You said house number,
Yep,
like my address.
yep. I'm looking it up on Google Maps. I want to see something.
Okay. But yeah, so that's the next big expense I got is buying a new roof. It's worn out. So the big problem is when they start throwing around things like $10,000. I'm like, yeah, I ain't got $10,000. Let's start talking about what I can do. But I actually had a little bit of a subject, and I don't think I've asked this one because I've asked what is our favorite tool. I've asked what is our least favorite tool or oldest tool. So let me ask y'all, what is the most dangerous tool that you currently own?
Power
that
tool?
is a
What you think your most, hmm, excuse me, what you think your most dangerous tool is?
The one that makes my butt pucker the most is my tractor.
Why exactly is that?
Because the new tractor doesn't have as wide a stance as the old tractor, and with the hills and hollows out here, I have to be very careful not to turn the damn thing over.
That's a valid thing. Knox, what you got for your most dangerous tool?
uh I mean, and that table saw is a thing. Uh the let's see the chop saw. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that I have broken my finger uh because of that thing previously. Uh but I mean that's more my bad than anything. Trying to cut something that was too small and the blade ended up kicking it back directly into my finger.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll do it. Uh yeah, honestly, just making sure that the table saw is not gonna kick back and eat me alive is kind of a thing that uh I kind of try to make sure of.
Yeah, I've learned hard respect for a table saw. Not on my own benefit, but I saw a guy try to freehand a diagonal cut across plywood. It bound and kicked back, and one of the points of the triangle hit him in his nutsack and ripped it wide open.
Oof.
Oof. I mean, my answer was going to be the table saw as well because y'all both know back at the beginning of COVID, The worst injury I've ever had was resawing a board, and when it kicked back, it pulled my finger over the saw blade. So the tip of my left index finger still occasionally, if I think about it, hurts, or I can feel something that's not quite right because I'm pretty sure it did actually get the bone. But that's the one that's the most dangerous. The tool that I have that usually ends up scaring me the most right when I first fire it up is my angle grinder with my carving disc on it. Because even with the guard on it and doing everything you're supposed to, that thing is, you still have like a carbide tip spinning wheel about 3 inches away from your fingertips. So
Yeah.
I've learned to give both of those things healthy respect. And I mean, the turbo planer from Arbortech is wonderful. It is also scary. Not as bad as that thing that's been outlawed in a lot of places, like the chainsaw attachment that used to go on angle grinders. I've seen way too many injuries with those. Again, a lot of it user error, but like every time. What'd you say, Cannon?
I said the second tool that scares me is probably my chainsaw.
I have healthy respect for my little 14-inch chainsaw.
Mine is a 20 with the capability of running a 26 or 28-inch bar. It's got a lot of juice behind it.
Yeah, they're doing cleanup after the hurricanes. Was that was a thing. Um, Using that between that and the pole saw we were using, uh, making sure that people were not where they did not need to be was very important.
Yeah, my little Ryobi 9-foot pole saw, like most of the time I think it's only like 4 to 5, and then you add that attachment that makes it 9 foot.
Mhm.
I absolutely love that thing. I make sure that M and the kids are nowhere near me when I'm using it, because if you put the full extension into it, it's fine, but you also can feel at that connection point there's still that give. I'm like, if something
Mhm.
really bad happens and you snap, I need to get out the way quick because it's going to swing back towards me, and I don't need a 6-inch chainsaw stab. I don't want to feel Warhammer 40K firsthand.
Yeah.
Now, I'll say this: a tool that scares the snot out of me that I do not have is still the lathe. And I know that's one of those that once you get used to it and you give it the respect that it deserves, it's not actually a scary tool. But I have seen way too many people try to bite off more than they should on a lathe and have a tool chunked. And seeing a full size cutting blade for a lathe get chunked and then put through a wall is one of those of, yeah, I don't need to learn to turn wood just yet.
Turning wood's actually a geometry with the blade. You've got to learn to rest the blade on the wood where it glides over and pull the tool back and increase angle until the tip of it just barely touches the wood to start cutting. And I've had a tool jerked out of my hand before on a catch, but I've not had one go sailing. It usually just binds it up and kicks the handle end up toward the lathe, toward the wall, and it gravity usually makes it fall.
Oddly enough, I'm not scared of a joiner.
Now, I have seen on a lathe when you get a catch that whatever's suspended on the lathe breaks free and sails through the air at 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, I've seen some pretty gnarly lathe fails. A machine lathe is a little bit scarier to me than a woodworking lathe. But again, I think most of my reasoning for that is actually familiarity or lack thereof. Like I said, I've never actually been scared of a joiner, even though I've also seen some gnarly injuries from those too.
Yeah,
Those are generally just stupidity by keeping your fingers too close to the blade.
Exactly.
yeah, ignorance of use.
Or someone trying to hog off way too much material so when it kicks it back, the force you're putting on drives you into it. But that one never scared me because it's like as long as you do what you're supposed to, everything within this device is contained. Like there will not be an exposed portion of this blade if I do everything I'm supposed to. Then I see the people who take the guard off those joiners, and I go, "Yeah, you're taking your life in your own hand. That's on you." But connected to this, what is your opinions on gloves with woodworking?
It highly depends upon what I'm doing. If I need that extra tactile sense in order to get what I'm doing right, then I don't wear 'em. Now, I'm also not going to wouldn't put myself in a position where I'm going to injure myself intentionally by doing so, but if I need a little bit of extra tactile uh sense to it, then I don't typically wear them. If I'm doing a lot of heavy moving heavy lumber and shit like that, then yeah, absolutely.
I find that wearing gloves while you're running tools is generally a hindrance. Absolutely not with a lathe. I will with a chainsaw because of the nature of what you're doing. But table saws, anything that's got a spinny blade on it, it's just inviting that glove to get caught and suck your hand in.
That's how I feel about it too. I used to wear gloves a lot, but it's one of those of if you've ever if you were trying to change a bit on a drill and your glove got caught near the arbor. I've done that before trying to do a quick change. And I like fine woodworking or anything like that, like cutting with a table saw or a chop saw or the circular saw, I will not wear gloves. But if I'm doing like out in the yard or rough cutting wood, I will simply because I'm also going to have to pick this up and move it. Like when I've done construction and put up walls, I put gloves on, but not when I've built cutting boards or anything else. I've seen that recently on YouTube as a very big contentious point between people about wearing gloves or not wearing gloves.
One of the things I can't comprehend is somebody working on an engine or mechanical work with gloves on.
I've never delved
I
into an
mean,
engine, so I don't know. I've got no opinion.
and once again, it depends what you're doing. And like if it's like super fine delicate work, I can't. I mean with the carpal tunnel I got, I also have a tendency to lose feeling, so I'm not gonna do something that's gonna continue to give me an issue with that.
If what I'm doing can cause blisters, like a garden hoe or a shovel or something like that, I'll put gloves on. That's generally my thought path on gloves.
I wear it if there's a chance I'm about to get a massive splinter. That's pretty much it. Oh god, my sinuses are trying to drain while we're streaming. All right, guys. Well, let's move to some things that were sent by Nox and I's lovely wife, plus one I found today. If you look, we are going to 85 Heights Crossroad, Chippewa, New York.
In a moment, I will be there directly.
And from picture one, I already have a problem.
It's the one that I think it is, just by looking at the.
The thumbnail.
No, I haven't even gotten to the thumbnail.
This is one that came from Mish.
Yep, we're boned.
I don't believe we've looked at this one. I have two immediate problems with this. Let me restate that. Three problems with this.
All right. Which one is it?
It's the last one I posted in Discord. 85 Heights Crossroad, Chippewa, New York. What do you think, Cannon?
I think it looks like a hat.
Roofs are too flat. Got a gutter drainage problem. The roof on the right looks like it was basically just plywood taped over and covered with some type of a sealant. There is not enough room where the dome goes down to the face of a wall up there about 4 o'clock from the dome. And there's not enough overhangs.
I hate mostly flat roofs. I'm not a big fan of domes because they always leak. And then I'm looking at the register, which I'm assuming is for the kitchen. That vent is on a pallet, but I'm assuming that's because there's a slight slope to the roof. And they had to keep it even. Also, it looks like another vent or skylight has collapsed just above that. Picture 2 has the ladder that would give me nightmares.
Oh, that's over a pool.
Yep. Okay, I really hate trees being that close to the house. It's pretty, but that doesn't mean it's right. Oh, I hate that. I hate number 4. Also, was this place built in the 60s?
I will give me a second. Um, hmm. $1969.
Yeah, this tracks. I don't dig the aesthetic, and I hate the windows in number 4 because I'm just thinking about when you have to change them.
Hmm.
Okay, number 5 is not a terrible photo if you just don't think about the flying saucer.
Mhm. Mhm.
That couch has seen some things.
Mhm. Yeah, that's the thing with shit like this. Like, there's no room. There's no space.
Like 6
It's
and
all
7,
windows.
6 and 7. I know wraps around the pool.
Looks like it was a pool with an outdoor sitting area that they decided to cover up, like a screen porch. They decided to cover up, and make it a living space.
They might have.
There's no. Look at the lights. There's no wired in lights other than the exposed conduit running along the beams. It just it's like it was not well planned out.
Look at 8 and at the base of each of those little partitions or columns.
Hmm.
There is flood damage. Uh, okay, on the other side of the pool, we move into tile.
Can play Catan.
Okay, I like the table in 10.
I mean, you would.
I would. I'm also
It's
trying to.
actually it's actually the table. The
It looks like somebody's wood bare ass.
It
hmm
does, but I still kind of like it.
It's also the table that's around the wall.
Yep. Oh, is that a Dutch oven? No.
Nope, that's just a plywood subfloor.
Yep. Okay, the kitchen is a mess, but the stove's okay.
Yeah.
Smoke alarm's hanging down.
hmm hmm
There used to be a cabinet for a sink. I guess right there, because that looks like it's another.
Well, they haven't gotten around to finishing the industrial remodel.
Yep. There is a warming tray in number 12.
hmm
I can tell y'all how this room with the pool smells.
So,
Mold and too
fun
much
fact:
chlorine.
the exposed pipes on the side is where the stove is.
Is that the fucking gas line?
Yep.
They just put it inside of a 4-inch drain pipe. Okay, this is giving me the vibes of like a super villain in the 1960s, like a James Bond villain. This is his camp. 16's not terrible other than all the windows. 17's pretty decent. Well, the best room in the house is 18, y'all.
That's a lot of reclaimed wood.
Yep. A TV and a bed. And like the matching table to the one from downstairs. I know this is from a renovation, but this also looks like where someone may or may not commit murders. Then there's 20. 21's not bad.
No.
22 is slightly creepy.
On 21, how the hell do you access the top bunk? There ain't no gate.
The littlest kid has to squeeze in that area between the bed and the windows and climb up from the other end. Or, in all truth, you chunk your younger sibling up there.
Mm-hmm.
23 is old linoleum.
Mm-hmm. Yeesh.
The toilet that would result in your knees being in the shower.
Yep. Well, the shower looks pretty nice.
The toilet paper in 25 is under the sink.
I'm very worried about where the toilet is in that room.
Because you're coming through the door. Then we have like trees and rock features with a UFO landing on it.
Mm-hmm.
A deck that needs to be really refinished. Oh, look, 29's a cabin. Let's see. Do we get to go? No, we don't get to go inside 29. 29 interests me more than everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And everything else is aerial footage and like the door that exits to rocks with tree.
Mm-hmm.
Another picture of the open pool with the water damaged floorboard. And then the property survey?
Yep. 8 acres.
Well, at least there's 8 acres.
Yeah.
But 1.9 million. All right. Next is 3016 New Harp or New Hope Road. I posted that link twice.
Yeah. No, don't do that.
Don't do what?
Click the wrong button.
So 3.295 mil, 6 bedroom,
6 bed, 5 bath,
3,100 square feet.
built in 1810.
This place haunted.
Well, obviously. However,
It's an old log cabin.
Mm-hmm.
Or an old log cabin brothel, possibly.
Or just an old homestead.
Okay, number 2, we would never be able to sit on that wicker swing.
Oh no.
Okay, I really dig 3, but I also feel this is how a horror movie starts.
Mm-hmm. Both of those things are both true.
Okay.
Right under the window on 3 on the left hand side.
That's termites.
Yep. 4 is not bad, y'all.
No. That's a cooking fireplace.
Grand piano has no place in that building next to a fireplace.
Nope.
No. But I also dig in number 5, I dig the benches or the couches.
Okay.
Did I wake her up talking?
Remember about 2 2 kitchen tables ago. This looks like that house before people started living in it.
Little bit. I still really like that little box sofa.
Yeah.
Stairs are different, though. They put farm implements on the ceiling.
Yeah, I noticed. Not a fan. But we already know that.
Okay, I'm kind of digging the old furniture here. Not digging the stairs I know my feet are bigger than.
Yeah.
Okay, the kitchen, though.
I don't know. At number 8, it looks like you got a pretty decent stair tread there, but they're too high.
Oh, it's not that one. It's when you get to 9. The angle might be what's doing it. But I really like the kitchen on 10.
You know, nice, modern, updated kitchen.
I really like the long table.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's the stove. The stove's on that island.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that's the fridge over there with the faux wood paneling on it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everything in there needs to be refinished, but
There's either 2 fridges or one of them is a refrigerator and one of them is a freezer. If you go between 12 and 13. They're on opposite sides of the room.
okay, number 14 is them trying to be artsy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they really set up number 15, but I kind of like it.
Yeah. Mm.
Top of one of the set of stairs. Ooh. Number 18.
Nice.
Number 19 is very nice. And I'm assuming those are closets on either side of the bed.
I would assume.
Definitely a later addition, though.
Mm-hmm.
20 is a bad picture.
Mm-hmm. Bad picture of good work of good woodworking.
Yep. 21. '22 is not bad. You could lean out the window and wave at somebody in the other bedroom from the toilet, though.
That's a plus.
Seeing a lot of water damage that needs to be looked into, but that's old water damage.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly around the windows, which most of these windows look like they're original. Or at least old, if not.
Old.
Yeah. Okay, number 25.
Nice.
Yeah, I can see that this place definitely has 6 bedrooms with everything. Number 29 is another weird photograph. Okay, number 30.
back on 26, there is a register vent in the roof.
That's weird.
Unless there's a slight attic space up there, which would then allow them to put a small AC vent
And they might have put
or
they
or
might
heat.
or it might be that there's the original roof and then this is a interior so that they could hide all the work for the modern HVAC system.
Things well.
Now, the way the beams have the saw marks on them and the lathing for the ceiling itself strikes me as the original roof.
Hmm. Number 30 is definitely different. This is, I guess, where the addition was put on. So we go from the original to someone trying to be fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Little flower box outside the window.
Mm-hmm.
Get all that crap off the side of the house and the chimney. Oh, an outbuilding. Uh-oh.
Ooh, a shop.
Let me
Nice
get back.
axe.
Let me back out. Get back to it. I accidentally backed out.
Hey, Cannon.
Yep.
How much would it How much would it cost for you to be the electrician that had to run that had to run that Romex inside those beams?
Which picture?
Any of them that have an electrical outlet on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Probably about 5 times what a normal electrician would run.
Okay, 35. Move into 36 being the tiny kitchen. Okay, the brick floor in there is nice.
The outbuilding looks like it was probably the original building on the property.
Loft bedroom. Ho! 41.
The fun fact that is where the bed was in the Airbnb that Moose and Claire had the last time for last year for Extra Life, or not last year for Extra Life. Yeah, last year for Extra Life.
Theirs was like in a loft over a loft.
Mm-hmm.
I
Or no,
just
it was in a loft, but they had like the stairs. Had to get the stairs to get up and all that shit.
I know I'm just looking at 41 like this is already on a loft and then you go up the ladder to the other loft.
Mm-hmm.
My child would
Loft.
my oldest child would jump off of that onto us with reckless abandon.
Mm-hmm.
Jump off the loft into the loft bed for fun.
Yep.
I mean, at that point, he's contractually obligated to do so.
I'm assuming back behind that door is going to be storage or the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's nice. The little detail on the chimney. Okay, another outbuilding. Okay,
Hmm.
neat. Okay, on 46, is this going to be a chapel? No.
Hmm.
It looks like it might be the workshop for all the work that's being done on the property or the storage place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 51.
That's a big soup pot.
Mm-hmm. Another massive fireplace. Fancy balcony. Hand tools on the wall, though.
Mm.
Number 55.
Basin,
I kind of
little
like
sink basin.
I kind of like the countertop too.
Yeah, and
50,
copper.
56 is a cock.
Mm-hmm.
Creek. Outbuildings. Big building. Okay, so you're basically buying like a little homestead on a roundabout with a lake. Well, pond / creek access.
Yeah.
All right, that one wasn't bad, was it?
No,
And then the last
not a nice
one.
piece.
Last one
Not
is
a
the
nice piece of history.
little verbo that I posted.
Quirky, secluded log cabin with luxury spa.
This is what happens when you just type in weird verbo.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it can't be worse than the ones I found in Hot Springs. I think that bed still offends you.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a earth roof house. Party hot tub.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a good hot tub. That's the one that's got all the jets in all the right places where you lay out. It's got like all your pressure points.
Is that what's over on the far side? Is like a recliner style
No.
or
Yes.
huh. Cowfield.
Mm-hmm.
Back side of the house. Another picture of the hot tub randomly thrown in. Is this the spa?
Yes. Hmm.
How low is that beam?
Not very, based on the table and chairs and tops of the windows.
Well, if the top of those chairs are like hip height, well, I guess it'd be more chest height. I'm just thinking like Moose when he hit his head.
No,
No, but it'd probably be kind of close.
there's at least 7.5 to 8 feet between the floor and that beam.
A very weird picture of the earth roof.
Mm-hmm.
A deer. The bed.
Mm-hmm. Lunch. And snow.
Snow. Lots of snow. No, and then the one after the snow, that's dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Little kid drawing of the cabin. Snow again. Frozen waterfalls. Those are kind of cool. The wall. The sink. There, like this place looks nice, but like these pictures are kind of garbage.
What's with the European outlet in the bathroom picture? The sink picture.
Where is this actually at?
Mm.
I didn't check that. It was just on Verbo, so this might be in Europe. Probably because of the outlets. A bird eating a grasshopper.
It has to be. I mean, they got a power strip in the back that's all European.
The jacuzzi again. Kitchen again. Jacuzzi again.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's niece or nephew got paid in exposure to take these pictures.
Yep.
Birds.
Titmouses.
A little deer's butt. And then back at the beginning.
Big rock.
What'd you say?
Big rock.
Oh, that.
This is.
Oh, that was a neat little thing to see.
Let's see.
When my house is done, y'all are not allowed to bring a camera in.
Why?
I don't want to be the subject of one of these.
Well, I think this one was actually the nicest one we've ever had of reviewing Verbos, and like none of them made us mad.
It is. It is France.
Oh, well, that is.
Well, you know, we've looked at so many of these. It's getting harder and harder and harder to find something that sets us off.
It is, but I have intentionally not looked at New Orleans again for a reason, because I know we would all get mad. Because the number of times they like to say a small, rustic, urban cabin in New Orleans.
And it's a firehouse.
Let's face it. New Orleans is the original inventor of tiny houses.
Yeah? Yeah. Anyway, guys, it's hitting about an hour. I definitely want to find my way to a bed soon after I go back and clean up the few sticky spots I've now found from the soda. So, Nox, since you're here.
We appreciate y'all hanging out with us this evening. Until next time, folks, don't let your meatloaf.
Thank you for tuning in to another Bonus Roundtable podcast brought to you by Team Bonus Action. If you'd like to find more out about us, you can go to our website at teambonusaction.com, or you can check us out on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube as Team Bonus Action, or on Twitter at bonus_team. And since Nox is not here, don't let your meatloaf.